Hello and welcome to Fluid Mechanics. I'm Dr. Wagner, Richard Wagner. I prefer Wayne. I'm going to do the obligatory boring first email or first 20 minutes of your first class. And so your first class basically is going to be, going over the syllabus, and then, I recommend kind of starting the fluid properties thing. I'm going to post this as lecture 0. And then lecture 1 is fluid properties. And so I highly recommend that you start that one, just because it ended up running a little long on me. You don't really need to have that one done until Tuesday. But it'd be good to kind of get that ahead. So basically that's Tuesday's lecture, and you might as well just kind of knock it out. So as you guys probably figured out, this thing is cross-listed between civil and mechanical engineering. My mechanical's a little older than my civils, and some of you might be naval architects. But this is not listed in naval architecture. I'd like to just get it listed in engineering, but whatever. No one listens to me. Anyway, so my name is Dr. Richard Wayne Wagner. I am a doctor, so you can call me doctor, although it kind of weirds me out a little bit, but I'll get over it. So you want to call me Dr. Wagner, that's cool. You want to call me Mr. Wagner, it's a little weird for me now because I've been doctor for too long. You want to call me Professor Wagner, that's technically incorrect. You want to call me Wayne, that's totally fine. Anyway, so my office is here, but I'll almost never be there. This is my cell number. That's a C. Please make use of that. Oh no, there's an error right there. Oh no, that's the wrong. All right, well, we'll fix that on the website, but that's area code 510. Okay. Anyway, so that's my cell number. I'm going to ask you in the first homework assignment to send me a text, so that I know that you can access me. I just need you to be able to, in an emergency, contact me. And even in a non-emergency, it's kind of nice if basically at any given time you can call me. Okay, so here's the lecture, but the lectures are going to be on YouTube. Okay, so I have a YouTube channel. You can find that by going to YouTube and then typing in Wayne Wagner. You will see me. I'm the guy with the hat and the glasses. Okay, so yeah, go there. You'll find me. You'll have there's a whole playlist of fluid mechanics. At this point, there's only lecture. Well, by the time you look at this, there'll be lecture 0, lecture 1, and then it will jump to like lecture 15 or something from last spring. I don't recommend watching those just yet because I'm going to replace a few of those because there was some errors and things that I want to fix, but they're there anyway. Okay, here's my office hours. This is when I will be staring at Zoom. Okay. So you can just kind of drop in on Zoom. I've already sent you guys links to those office hours. You just sit in there and watch them, and and you'll see. Like, if you come in there, maybe, I guess there's a chance I might step out of the room, but I'll be here. Okay, you'll also get to meet my dog, who is laying here sleeping next to me right now, and may from time to time make a noise. Here's my email address. You will get emails from me. Sometimes the emails will. What's the word? The emails might come from a Gmail account. I have a Gmail account that's linked. It's just rwagner@gmail.com. So if you get one of those, just don't be weirded out. Okay, these are the objectives of this course. Basically, we're going to learn all this stuff. I would read all these things to you, although I always hated when people read the objectives at the beginning of the course, because I didn't know any of these things were. What is closed conduit flow? What is similitude? I could tell you that we're going to learn those things, and for me, if I was in the class, like, my eyes would just glaze over. Like, I don't really know. But we're going to learn all these things. We'll do a little open channel flow if we have time. I think we are going to have time this semester. We have more classes than we usually have. If nothing else, I'll probably just post some videos to YouTube. So if you're somebody who's like, down the road, I would like to get into drainage of cities, or I want to get into rivers or whatever, then you'll have that video if you just want to go look at it. And it's going to be on YouTube, so you can look at it whenever you want. These are prerequisites. We're not going to use a lot of differential equations, sadly, but that's just how it is. I don't really understand why engineering curricula make us learn so much calculus and differential equations, and then we never ask you to use it, and so then you just kind of forget it and you get you're never comfortable with it. It's just kind of sad. It's the same thing happened to me. I learned those things when I went to grad school, and we started using it a lot, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, look at this. This is like the most powerful thing that we've ever learned. All right, so moving forward, here's the required text. This is not the one we've used in the last semesters. They told me that that one was discontinued, so I had to go on to this one. You're going to get this thing off of, I don't know, McGraw-Hill Connect or something. I'm not exactly sure how this all works. At this point, I'm kind of emailing those guys, and we're kind of dealing with some things, and I'm on the phone with them, and it's really annoying. But it's going to happen eventually, okay? So just, bear with me on that. Don't freak out that you're trying to find things and not really working out right. You need Zoom access because that's how I'm going to do office hours, and probably that's how I'm going to proctor the exams. Haven't quite figured all that out yet. And for homework, you need engineering paper, pencil, and a straight edge. Now, I will make the note that if you want to do this on your screen and you want to use your eye device, whatever they call those eye things, if you want to use your tablet, okay, you may, because basically a tablet's going to give you a pencil. Anything that you use in a tablet, you can erase. It will give you a straight edge, although you can also do like I do, which is to pull out, something straight and just put it on your screen and just use it. Well, as long as you don't let it slip. And then engineering paper. If you don't want to use actual engineering paper, so on your tablet, just use graph paper. Okay, figure out how to do that. If you don't want to use actual engineering paper in real life and you have graph paper, that's totally fine. Just something with lines. Engineering paper is so much nicer than regular graph paper because the lines are pretty faint. I really love this stuff. I hated it when I hated the fact that I had to go find special paper, but ended up rather liking it. All right, so here's how your grade works. This is where I am a cold-hearted jerk. Okay, and what I mean by that is not really that I'm a jerk, but I'm cold. I am not going to do anything special for you, for your grade, because I like you, because you come to office hours, because, I don't know, whatever, okay? So please don't come to office hours because you think that's how to get a good grade, or come to office hours if you need help. Don't ask questions because you think that it proves to me that you're doing work or something. Don't do your homework because you think it's going to give you a little boost. Do your homework to learn. Okay, homework is only worth 10%. It's not going to make much of a difference in your grade. Okay, I'm going to grade it hard because I want you to learn. And when if I see you do something wrong, I'm going to take off points. And it's not really going to matter because it's only worth 10% of your grade. And but in my past experience, I've recognized that when I write suggestions on students' homeworks, they never fix it. When I take off points, they always fix it. So I'm going to take off points so that you fix it, so that you have better habits moving forward. The grade is 90% the average of your exams, including your final. These are all equally weighted. So 30% for the first exam, 30% for the second exam, 30% for the final exam. And no, we're not going to get in the middle of the semester. And people always come to me because they don't like one of their first tests, and they say, can we have another exam? I'm not going to change this mid-semester. It's just not going to happen. I don't curve anything. I will not under any circumstances adjust your grade unless I made an error. I don't run around like trying to, beat myself up over whether or not I like, this student and they should get a 1-point bump, or that student should get a 1-point bump. If the bump is going to be given, everybody's going to get it, or nobody's going to get it. And so nobody's going to get it because that's really the only fair way. Because otherwise then I just have recreated the line for where, say, the AB line is, or the CD line, or whatever. So instead I just publish where those lines are, and that's where the lines are going to be. If you want an A, I round. So if you want an A, get an 89.5. If you get an 89.49, you did not get an A. Okay, I'm sorry, that sucks. The only curving that I do, and this is right here, and I'll put this in green because it's not very cold-hearted, and it's, I think, really generous, is this. You're guaranteed a final grade no lower than your final exam score, provided you score a C or better. So if you get a C on the final, you will get no worse than a C on your report card. If you get a B on the final, you get no lower than a B on the report card. If you get an A on the final, you get no lower than an A. Okay, and I don't care if you flunk everything else the rest of the semester, whatever. If you get a D on the final, then you get no special things. I just plug it in the computer, whatever the computer tells me your grade is, that's your grade. All right, so moving on. Okay, schedule. There'll be a real-time schedule for the course will be found on Moodle. Okay, on homework 1, I'm going to ask you to go look at it. As the semester goes, I'm going to update it. It's going to kind of tell you what's going on with what's due this week, what lectures to do, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, expectations. Okay, I'm not going to read you expectations. Here is the bottom line with expectations. Okay, first of all, this is a hard course. Okay, I fail people every semester. It makes me sad. I mean, it really makes me sad, actually. I say that like kind of as if it doesn't make me sad or something. It makes me really sad, but it happens every semester. It's my least favorite thing about teaching is when students don't do as well as they want to do. But this course is hard, and you're not, there's going to be some of you, there's going to be like 10 or 15% of you that just find this super easy. And, congratulations, I'm really happy for you. And if you want to delve deeper, you can ask me stuff and I'll send you stuff and whatnot. And that would be cool. Again, don't do it just to get more points or something. It doesn't work that way. But, if you're interested, fine. But for most people, this is a bit of a struggle, okay? And some of us are going to blow it off and you're going to treat it just like any other class. And then all of a sudden you're going to look around and you're going to go, oh my God, I'm in trouble. Now I need to work my butt off. Oh, excuse my French, if that's French, for the final, okay? And that happens every semester. And I'm just asking you to respect that this is a hard course. Okay, so it's a hard course. Now, that said, I am here to help you. Your classmates are here to help you. We're all here to help each other. Let's do it. Let's help each other. Okay, that's what this is all about. All right. So I may be cold-hearted with grading, but I try very hard to be as helpful as I can with helping you understand and learn the material. All right, attendance. There is no attendance in this class. Okay, so I'm gonna have a YouTube channel. I think this is the link for it. It may not work. If it doesn't, just go to YouTube, type in my name. You'll see me with sunglasses and a hat. Okay, you'll see some dude. Okay, that's me. And I think I had a beard when I took that picture. So anyway, if you click on there, there'll be 2 playlists, one for statics and one for fluid mechanics. The fluid mechanics one right now has like 1 early lecture or 2 early lectures, and then it's going to skip to like lecture 16 because that's what I created last semester. I don't recommend looking at those because I need to kind of fix them up. Okay, student conduct. Okay, this normally comes into play when there are, when we're in class, and I've never really had an issue. Most people are very respectful. I just want you to remember, like when you come into a Zoom, we're all learning. We all have holes in our knowledge. If you're rude to another student, I mean, you could be rude to me, and I probably won't even notice. If you're rude to another student, I'm going to be very upset, and I'm going to look through the university for some way to make sure that doesn't happen again. Okay, if that means I got to kick you out of the class, then that's what I'm going to do. But I've never had this problem before, and I'm going to assume that you're not going to have a problem there. Just understand that we all have weaknesses, and we're all working towards fixing them. Okay, I mean, I could tell you, maybe I will at some point in time tell you some funny stories of some weaknesses my brother had. And my brother, really bright guy, but it was just like teachers told him something, or he like misunderstood something in like 4th grade, and it just carried through. And this happens to all of us. Okay, so I could tease my brother. I can even tease him in front of you guys. But really, I tease him with a smile because I recognize that this is just the way it is. And there's no shame in not knowing things and in misunderstanding things. And we're all here just trying to learn. So anyway, homework. The homework's basically going to be split in 2. Okay, 1 bit is going to be on Connect, which is McGraw-Hill's thing. McGraw-Hill. And then the other bit of it is going to be on paper. Okay, and as I said, the paper bit could also be done, on your tablet if you want to do it on some sort of graphing portion of that. That part must be neat and completed in a, graph paper, saved as PDF, submitted to Moodle. There's a typo right here. No matter what, okay, saved as PDF, submitted to Moodle, or you could submit it to Poodle, but I probably won't get it. And basically, here's all this stuff that you need to do to make that thing work. Basically, you need to list a given required free body diagram solution. The given needs to include everything that's giving, including the diagram. and you need to use the straight edge. Okay, a lot of you are gonna like balk at that, but in a traditional class, usually what happens is you get like 3 to 5 problems per week or maybe more. What we're going to do is we're going to do 2 to 4 here, and we're going to do 1 here. This one, I want to see your work. I want to see your habits. And so I want you to show me that you know how to have good habits. These are going to be on the computer. I'm not even going to look at your work. Okay, so, if you want to play loose with these, go for it. Okay, you're going to have as many tries as you want to get these right. This is just practice. This is about habits. Okay, and this is also so that I can give you feedback. Okay, so if you are in the middle of one of these and you're like, I don't really understand what I'm doing. Okay, you can either write, ideally in a different color, or in a pen if you're using a pencil or whatever. You can write the word feedback. Okay, if you have something specific, usually that's what happens if somebody writes that when they don't know what they're doing. The other possibility is you can say, I did this, but I don't know why. Okay, and there's a chance that I may not be able to explain it with pen and on paper very easily, and I might say, meet me at office hours and let's talk about this. Okay, that sort of thing. Anyway, exams. Okay, there'll be 3 exams, including the final. They're equally weighted. They're cumulative because they just use the stuff from the previous exams. Okay, there are not going to be any makeup exams. Pay attention to the schedule. Okay, it's going to be real-time schedule. It's going to have your stuff on there. I'm going to try to limit my emails after this first week to like 1 a week. So when that happens, just read them. Okay. On an exam, you're allowed to have a calculator, textbook, and the internet. You may not use a cell phone, and you cannot contact anybody else during the exam. Okay, obviously, this has to be your work. I'm going to figure out how to proctor all that. I'm a huge anti-cheater. Okay, so let's not do this. Okay, office hours and email. If you need me, contact me. Basically, there's going to be like 8 hours a week where I'm just staring at Zoom, hoping somebody logs in. I'll probably work on other things, but I'll be sitting there. Okay, if you need other times, just let me know. Okay, I have specific hours when you can call, or specific hours for office hours, but you may call my cell phone at any time. Okay, there's probably a time like after like 10 p.m. or something I probably won't answer. Although you can send me a text, and if I read it and it looks like it's an emergency, I'd probably answer. I'll probably answer anyway, because this is my job and I'm stuck at home and I wish I could talk to you guys and help you guys along. But anyway, like basically if you 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, you're going to get me. Okay. Worst case scenario, I'll call you back within an hour or 2. Okay. Or just send me an email. We'll set up a time. Okay. Academic integrity. This is my big thing. And the most important thing about this is if you cheat on anything, okay, I'm going to turn you into the university's office. I did this for the first time last semester. I hate doing this, but it has to be done. And I don't care if this is a homework assignment. I don't care, if you and your buddy copied off each other, if you copied off of Chegg, if you turn it in and you say it's your work, I'm going to turn you in if I can tell. And this will be my 5th semester at UNO, and I would say I'm averaging about 5 or 6 cheaters per class per semester. It's ridiculous, and that's why I'm starting to turn people in. Okay, I hate doing this, but it's really important. The backstory on this is I was a serial cheater. That's me. Okay, I was a serial cheater until my sophomore year, I think, in high school. I know which class it was. It was chemistry. Okay, basically I cheated on everything. A lot of you did the same. A lot of you still do the same. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why classes are hard. So I was cheating on everything. I got caught cheating. I was helping a guy that I helped study cheat. It was a little silly. It was silly because it was a really, really bad job of cheating. But also I got caught, and I remember I did what I did, which is I lied about it. And almost every cheater I've ever caught has lied about it. So it's kind of what I expect you're going to do. So please don't be offended when I don't believe you. when the cheating is obvious to me. So what happened is I got turned into the office and I lied to my parents, I lied to the administrator, I lied to the teacher, I lied to everybody that I could, and I still got in trouble, and basically they told me they were going to kick me out of school again if it happened again. Okay, and that really stinks. Okay, there's no other word for that. However, it ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me because, and this is why I give a little heart to what happened here, is it ended up being really great because I never cheated again. And my GPA, semester after semester, rose. Okay, and it's obvious that it would do that because now I was doing the work instead of copying the work. And by the time I got to college, this continued. And I remember sitting in engineering classes, and we didn't have Chegg in those days, and we didn't have other things to cheat off. We still cheated off each other. I didn't do it anymore. I never cheated again after this moment. Okay, never again. And so what happened is my grades just kept improving. And I would go to the engineering building, okay, and I would study. And the guys I would study with would pull out stacks of old exams, that they had from their fraternities. And they would just pull through them and they would do all the homework that way. They would look for when the professor had done, this problem before. And they would find it and then they would all just copy it. And I would just sit there and do my homework. And it didn't take me that much longer than them because I was learning all that time. If they were in there for, 2 hours, I was in there for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I would turn in my work on the night before the exam. I would not study. And I would go into the exam. And what would happen is, let's suppose there's 4 problems on the exam. Okay, they would study. And the way they would study is they would look at this stack of papers. Okay, and then they would inevitably have seen, say, 3 of the problems, and they wouldn't have seen the other one. So they'd get a 0 on this one, and so now they've got a 75, and now they just have to do the best they can on these other 3. So my classmates would get, they would get anywhere from an F to a C on their tests. Okay, I didn't rely on this method. I just did the homework, and I got an A. They all told me that was because I was a genius. I told them it wasn't because I was a genius. It's because I did my homework. Okay, but nobody ever listens to that. A lot of you guys are not listening to it right now. You're like, oh, whatever. They give us the speech all the time, and I'm just going to go to Chegg, and I'm going to copy the homework. Okay, if you do that first, you're not going to learn anything, which you may not care about. But I'll probably catch you. Maybe not. I don't know. I catch people every semester, and I'm going to send you there, and you're going to have to deal with it. Unlike in high school where you get detentions and things, detentions don't matter. On a college level, it could be really bad. Okay, I don't know where that will go. That's between you and them. Okay, because I'm going to step out of it. And of course, obviously, they do. I think if you really push it, they could do like a trial and stuff. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Anyway, accommodations. If you need any accommodations, let me know. I've gotten emails from several of you guys, and so we'll make that happen. Okay, I'm happy to help. Okay, I don't know why I scratched that out if I don't like it. Anyway, I'm not opposed to that. All right, so last bit here. I want you guys to look on Moodle, and I want you to click through some things just to make sure you know what we have here. So we've got a schedule, the real-time schedule. So basically, I'm going to be updating this as we go. Okay, I've got something here for our lectures, and really, this is the PowerPoints for when I did this in person. So don't get too excited about this. Most of my lectures instead are actually going to be on YouTube, and I will probably not create links to every lecture there. I've got a tab for assignments. I hate the word assignments because I can't really shorten it without it being filthy. And basically, these are all my old homeworks for now. I'm going to probably move this around. But basically, you're going to have access to everything I've ever done in this course. Okay? I want you to have that. I want you to have the ability to practice in whatever way works for you. Okay, I have another one that's old exams and quizzes. Okay, and that's the same thing. I want you to be able to have everything I've ever done. If it's going to help you, then I want you to be able to have it. Okay, I have one called Fluid Mechanics Videos. Okay, these are kind of what I call like cool videos. Okay, and some of these are going to just kind of tell you about things that are in the class. I mean, just kind of help you understand some things that are in the lecture. But most of these, I think, are kind of just fun things to look at. Okay, fluids are really, really awesome. And the engineering aspect of it, I'm not saying the engineering aspect of it isn't cool. It's just that we don't really get into a lot of the fun stuff. Okay, normally I do some demonstrations and some things like that. Since we're online, I don't know how much of that I can do, but some people have done some of these demos online. And so I will post some links to those so that you can see them. Okay, and then let's see, what other tabs do we have here? Oh, we got one called Resources. Resources. Okay, and if I don't make you go there, you probably won't go there. But basically, there's one of the most important ones is what I call the FE fluids equations. And what I recommend for you is that you print that out, print it out, and use it on every test and quiz. Well, really just test, okay, and homework. Okay, and the reason for that is this is what you're going to have when you take the FE. Okay, and it's not like your textbook. It's got some places where it's different. Okay, and if you're sitting there on the FE and you're not familiar with how it's different, it might throw you for a loop. So I recommend you print this thing out, and if you wanted to, you could just use it as your cheat sheet for homeworks and tests and stuff, and just scribble in the edges. Okay, scribble in the edges. Okay. That's highly recommended. Okay. The other really cool thing that's on here, there's a Moody diagram, which you don't know what it is yet, but there's a Moody diagram, and there's also a fluids properties. Let me get another color because we're moving into black. Fluid properties. Okay, which is just kind of like a PDF showing all the stuff in the first lecture that I expect you to know. Okay, and that's primarily what we have here in Moodle. And let me see. Oh yes, last thing. Okay, if you have a question for me, okay, here's my favorite thing that I want you to do. If it is a personal question, like something that only applies to you, okay, call me, email, okay, office hours. Okay, if it applies to the whole class, like I'm confused about what we have to do this week, okay, post that in the discussion forum. Okay, that way, if you're confused, somebody else is. Okay, this is important. Okay, I think on the homework, I'm actually going to ask you, where should you post something that applies to the whole class? Okay, otherwise, if you send this to me via email, I'm going to, hopefully it's not rude, but I'm going to say, hey, I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to send you back a thing saying, post this to the discussion forum. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm going to send you some things through the course announcements. They're going to look like this. Okay, these are going to be jobs in fluid mechanics, kind of in my line of work. If you don't want to receive these, just filter these out through your your email provider. That way you don't have to look at these. Okay, I'm going to send them. They won't be more often than once a week, but it's probably going to be more like once every 3 weeks. It's just kind of whenever I've gathered enough job openings, and it's just kind of to show you what's out there. If you don't want them, filter them out. Okay, I won't be offended. Let's see, and I think that's it. So here we are, a little under half an hour, a little longer than I wanted it to be. I recommend that you start the fluids lecture, so that'll be L1. And one thing to always remember through all of this, okay, take care of yourself, physical, mental health, way more important than this class. Take care of your family, way more important than this class. But other than that, I am here to help you. This is my number one, well, this is my only, actual job, but this is my purpose. Okay, this is what I'm here for. This is what I love to do. If I can help you, call me. Okay, don't worry about the times, whatever, I will call you back, send me a text, come to office hours. I am here for you. But most importantly, take care of yourself. More important than all this other nonsense, okay? I love fluid mechanics. They're very interesting, but it's not more important than you, okay? So take care of yourself, and I will be in touch, okay? And I will post a homework assignment. All right, later, y'all. Bye.